So this next topic, basically, actually, it was somebody on my Instagram that wanted me to cover this, and I thought it was a pretty good topic. Mm-hmm. So basically, first date advice / etiquette. What are the rules? What are the guidelines in that first date? You know what I mean? First of all, what to you, because I feel like everybody has their own definition. What to you even constitutes a date? Because I feel like nowadays, like, depending on who you ask, that's not a date. You didn't spend $200 on filet-o-fish.
That's nasty. 200 on filet-o-fish. But you're right. I think before you even step out the house, you have to first figure out what is a date. And I think anything is a date if your intention is to,
date,
court that woman or man, right, or whatever. Like, are you aiming to be the only one or exclusivity, right? Mm-hmm. Are you trying to find out more about that person so you can make that choice, right? If you're just going out to go out, then it's not a date. But if there's the intent behind it, then it's a date.
Right. Yeah. Like I'm doing this for a reason.
Yeah.
Like future endeavors.
Exactly. Whatever they may be, short term or long term.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Do you feel like there needs to be money spent in order for it to be a date?
No.
No, right?
No. I've had plenty of cool free dates. And I know when you hear that term, a free date or whatever, it's that, oh, he's being cheap or whatever. No, there's activities that you can do.
Yeah.
That you don't have to spend money on or very little money on and still have the great time.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get some ice cream and walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or do like, I follow Improv Everywhere. Mm-hmm. So there's like a group of people who just come out and do random events. Mm-hmm. And I've met a chick and we did random improv. One of them was we dressed up as Best Buy members and went into a Best Buy pretending to work there.
Nice.
And, it was some goofy stuff like that.
Goofy stuff.
Or, we had one where we went into a park with a book bag full of random stuff and had like light fights and there's different things you could do. Money does not define a date.
Okay, that's one of the things I wanted to, because I agree. I think that not so much the guys, but I feel like there are a lot of guys who feel pressured from women that the money or the event is what constitutes the date, and this is dangerous for a couple different reasons. One is because now you're setting the tone. Now you're setting the tone that basically, it's a little simpy. And what I mean by that is like, there's nothing wrong with being a gentleman and taking the girl out or whatever the case may be, right? But to me personally, I'd rather spend a good meal and spend an hour in a restaurant with somebody that I know, with somebody that I like, versus risking all that money for somebody who might be trash and might be actually just using me for a free meal. That does happen. Let's be real about this, and ladies, you know who you are. There's a lot of you that use men for for lunch, dinner, breakfast. Okay. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, taking a girl to a fancy restaurant off the rip, I know that you might think that it's a good look on your end, but I do feel like you're setting the tone off wrong. You're basically forfeiting your own value, saying that, oh, wow, like this is all me. Like I'm the only one that needs to contribute to this in order for this to be successful. Versus getting to know somebody. Because I'm telling you right now, the days of me shelling out a lot of money to impress somebody, that's a no-go. That's a no-go.
You're right. The thing with dates is that you're secretly setting the bar, right?
Yes.
So if you take her out to Applebee's or whatever the first time around, and then it's like, okay, cool. You could have a great time at Applebee's. You could have a great time at Chow's. You could have a great time at some nice steakhouse, whatever. Or you can have a great time just grabbing, like you said, some ice cream. Let's hit the Ave. Let's walk and talk.
Yeah. And if she tries to call you broke for that, then she's not
worth. Then you dodged the bullet.
Yeah, exactly, right. I'm a big believer in that. Like however you set the stage, depending on if she's like okay or not with it, you know what I mean? And also like her suggestions as to what a date is. So for instance, if a girl wants to just like go out and get like sloppy drunk, now I'm not saying that you can't like go out for some drink somewhere, you know what I mean? But I feel like going out, like literally like a date on a Saturday night, I feel like you're going off on the wrong foot. Because first of all, that's the club. All right. That's the club. That's not what conversation are you going to have with that music blasting? And not only that, but you got to think about this. If this is her regular playing ground, right? Her scene. You know, I don't like to be seen in certain situations where I might look stupid talking to somebody, trying to be invested in somebody, and somebody else, you know what I mean, is like, oh yeah, another one. Another one. So I don't think clubs. I think clubs is a no-go. Lounges, bars, hookah bars, I feel like is definitely the way to go. It's not that expensive. You're not gonna get super duper sloppy drunk and embarrass yourself. I personally don't advise alcohol on the first date anyway. No? Not really, just because you really want to get a good sense of somebody. Like if somebody is truly confident and within themselves, sober, and you want to show her that though. Like she could drink if she wants to, but you as a guy, it does show a lot to the girl that you didn't have to drink in order to be confident, or you didn't need to rely on that in order to show her your true self. Subconsciously, that's what is going through her mind. Like, oh wow, you know, I got to see his sober side. Okay. So now when you drink around her, now she knows the difference between sober you and drunk you. And if she likes you, that's the right foot that you want to get off on. So that's why as a guy, I don't advise drinking on the first date.
That's good advice. Don't drink on the first date.
Don't drink on the first day.
And don't outdo yourself.
Don't set the tone too crazy, especially because you know you set the bar so high in the beginning, and let's say it's a year in, and now you guys are just at that point in time of the relationship where you're eating Doritos and watching Netflix, right? She's gonna think back on those beginning dates and be like, wow, remember when you used to take me out? Yeah, that's those memories are gonna creep up, man.
If you cannot sustain that lifestyle, don't do it.
Don't.
You know, it's nice every once in a while. The tell will treat you, whatever, but that's what makes it a treat.
Yeah.
The dates, keep it simple, keep it fun.
Yeah.
What about conversation wise? What is off topics in a first date that you might want to keep reserved? Is it, you know?
I think it depends on your age and your intent. What I mean by that is dating in your 30s is not dating in your 20s. If all you want to do is like smash, if all you want to do is like casually date, but you're not trying, you already know that you're not trying to be serious in this point in time, there's a lot of conversations that you don't need to get into. You don't need to get into religion. You don't need to get into politics. You don't have to talk about your deepest and darkest. You could leave that alone. Okay, you can leave that alone.
I definitely agree.
Because this is your 20s now, right? Now, you could be serious in your 20s, but most of the time, these days, it's not that serious in your 20s. Now, when you're in your 30s, though, I personally don't feel like there's much that needs to be off limits in your 30s. Why? Because time is of the freaking essence, right? That's one. Two, most of the time, when you're in your 30s, you've been there, done that. And you've seen enough to know, like, people can usually smell the bullshit anyway. So it's like, if you beat them to the punch, if you call yourself out, the more open you are, I believe, in your 30s with a woman, the better it will be received, even if you think it's going to sound bad. Believe it or not, even if you think it sounds bad, a woman will really appreciate the open and honesty. And if she doesn't, then guess what? You saved her, both of y'all, times.
I think that's what it is. You're trying to, at this point in your 30s, you're trying to save time. You know what you're out there for. And I think even before you get to the date, there should still be some type of common understanding of what this is, you know?
Yeah.
Depending on how you met. Like if you met on Tinder or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what time it is, right? We just, we get here, got some coffee, we just killing some time until we can check into the short stay, right? Or if you check on like, Christian Mingle or whatever, and now you're meeting for the first time, yeah, there's certain things that are, off limits until you get, and that's what a date is for, to understand, to get to know that person.
Right.
Until you get to know each other more, then you can open up more lanes of conversation.
Yeah. I think another important thing about the date is women, they observe you, bro. They be looking at things you don't even think about, right? Mm-hmm. Even to the point of like, how do you eat? Could I literally look at the way that you're eating for the rest of my life? Could I really deal with that shit for the rest of my life? Could I deal with somebody that puts the utensils between the both fingers like this? Could I really deal with that for the rest of my life?
Are you chewing with your mouth open?
Are you a mouth breather? There's a lot of things that women like to observe about you in your natural element. And I think that that's another important part about the date. How does this man dress? How does he have enough social awareness to dress a certain way for a certain occasion? A lot of these things, so the date is not just, it has to do with what's coming out of your mouth, but at the same time, it also has to do with how you're behaving. You know what I mean? They want to see how you're like. They want to see how confident you are in your element and how you treat other people also, how you talk to the waiter or waitress. How quick were you to make up your mind about where to go in the first place?
Right.
Or what you wanted to eat?
Pre-plan the date. Make sure, dress for the occasion and know what you're doing when you get there, or act like you've been there before.
Yeah, or act like you've been there before. Do your research. Like I think that you should, if you are going to go out to eat, I feel like you should never go somewhere that's like super duper heavy. I feel like, you know what? I feel like this is a very highly underrated date. I'm gonna put people, whoever's listening, on game. I feel like brunch is a highly underrated date.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, women love brunch, and women love mimosas. And you know what? I love mimosas too. You just don't have to get too. I feel like brunch.
Enough of them would put you on your ass.
Brunch is a good ass date. Mm-hmm. And it's still early, so there's not that weirdness of a dinner where it's like, all right, so what are we doing afterwards?
Right.
Because a lot of women don't like this unspoken pressure of like, if they want to sleep with you, that's fine, but they don't like to go into a situation with the expectations of sleeping together. Mm-hmm. So if you have a brunch, you're killing multiple birds out the way, right? Because usually you're not going to smash right after brunch, not on the first date.
No, the setting is light, the food isn't heavy, so you could get up afterwards. You can still move around and get to another activity before you decide where we're going afterwards.
Right.
There's a lot of bonuses to brunch.
And then not only that, but if she really likes you, now it's an all day event. Like now you guys can go from there and do other things, right? Whereas like if it's dinner, there's always that awkwardness or that feeling that you failed. Like a lot of guys view not smashing after dinner as like, oh, I failed.
You know what?
I don't subscribe to that personally, but
okay, this is where it gets tricky. Smashing after dinner, guys, and I know a couple. They feel like if I paid for dinner, you owe me.
I don't believe in that.
You owe me.
I know a lot of guys. I know a lot of guys believe in that. I don't subscribe to that personally.
This is not. I mean, if this is what you, like I say, if you met on like, secret meetings or whatever, seeking arrangements. If you met on those type of sites, you know what it is afterwards. Yeah, this is transactional. The money's coming out of me, and I'm going into you. Like this is what it is. Yeah. But if it's that type of date, then you would know. You would know afterwards. You would know during the dinner. Right. Like, listen, I got this in the bag. Right. You know what I'm saying? Seal the deal at the end of this. We out of here. But just because you paid for the date, and then it goes back to our earlier topic. Where are you taking this to the date? Are we at a steakhouse? Am I shelling out $350, $400 on our first date?
Yeah.
Does it warrant that thinking? I just paid $400. I got to get something out of it.
I feel like that's your fault because listen, you could smash for way less.
True.
Okay. speaking from experience, you could smash for way less. So if you paid $400 thinking that automatically granted you vagina, you need a different approach in life, period. You should not be going in debt for pussy. No. Pussy free. With that being said, do you think that in terms of sex, do you think that that's appropriate for first date?
Yeah.
Depends.
I think we're adults now, and it's not like we have to sneak off and do it or whatever, right? If I'm attracted to you and you're attracted to me, then what are we waiting for, you know?
Yeah.
Does it come with the stigma that, you know, oh, she had sex on the first day, she's easy, she's loose, that's not wifey material,
right?
That's not something where is that in your head? Where are the standards with me? If we're into it,
if she's into it, you're into it, then
go.
It's green light, you know, for first date. It's a green light,
you know, and then that also frees up a lot of thinking, because now what if it's trash? What if she thinks I'm trash?
Yeah.
You know, then we just say, you know what, after this, I think I'm good.
If there's any ladies that are listening to this right now and you made it through this part of the video, put the comments below. Would you like a man who held out on the first day? Would you like it, like, if a guy were to, like, be the gentleman in the situation, be like, nah, we're not smashing on the first day? Or would you rather him smash on the first day, so you know? Let me know in the comments below, because
be honest too.
Be honest, because, you know, like, for me personally, I'd be lying if I said it's not a bonus if she doesn't put out on the first date. Like, it definitely intrigues me more if she doesn't, because, like,
it's cool. We can have a good time on the date.
Yeah, we don't need to, because here's the thing. If it was that easy for me, now I'm thinking to myself, how easy is it for everybody else?
No. She likes you. What if she likes you?
I mean, yeah, of course. No. I'm not saying that's how it is all the time.
Right.
But that allows for that insecure thought to run through my mind. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, it
does. But if here's the
does.
thing. Like, okay, so if she makes me wait, if she doesn't smash on the first day, now that insecure thought that I might have had is 100% not in the picture, because I'm like, oh damn, she made me wait. Then I know she's not giving this shit up to nobody else. But if she let me smash on the first day, now I'm thinking, all right, was I just on point? Was I on point, or is this shit just like, you know, freeze? Yeah. So
that's a good point.
You know what I mean? So yeah, with that being said, ladies, if you made it this far, please, I want to know if a guy makes you wait, do you find that attractive? Do you like that? And also, if anybody else has any other first date etiquette tips that we might have missed, let us freaking know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, all that shit. Let's get it.
We're doing a survey around the country on the way population handles themselves and speaks and deals with their friends and interact with their peers.